First of all, we'd much rather be talking about how badly yours and my brackets performed in basketball than where we are on this issue. But this is an issue of extraordinary importance to all of us. It's an importance to the NCAA because we're an employer here in this state. But more importantly, it's important to us because it strikes at the core values of what higher education in America is all about and what our 1,100 university and college members believe. So this is a very, very serious debate and discussion for us.
So it's not going to – I guess it's not impossible if the legislature were to do something before the weekend. But if they don't, what happens?
Well, first of all, the law doesn't go into effect until July, and until then, the reigning ordinance is an Indianapolis City ordinance that does, in fact, provide all the appropriate protections for folks, including based on sexual orientation. So nothing's going to happen this weekend at the Final Four that we think is out of the ordinary, and there'll doubtlessly be people that want to express their views and opinions, and that's fine. That's the American way, but between now and July, when this law would come into effect, then the members of the NCAA have to stop and say, what relationship do we want with the state of Indiana? We hold lots of events here. As I said, it's our home of our headquarters. We have to be able to conduct our affairs and run our championships in an environment that reflects our core values of inclusion and diversity, and the members are going to have to make some hard decisions.
Mark, you know, when things get rolling like they do, like this thing, you can see, especially with social media and everything else, how it happens. Do you get the feeling that paying college athletes is in a similar position? And I'm just wondering what the future looks like in your mind and what type of remedy you have for. I know you saw Jay Billis in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend, and we're a long way, the NCAA, from what he thinks the NCAA should do at this point. I think he basically says it's a bloated kind of a government bureaucracy instead of a free market, and that the major players that generate all the $12 billion a year in revenue, that none of them get paid, and something's got to give somewhere. How do you remedy that?
Now, first of all, you got to understand that what you see on television, the football games and the basketball games you see on television, that's roughly about 3% of the student athletes who play college sports. There's 97% of the students out there that are having completely different experiences. There's nearly 500,000 student athletes right now playing inside the NCAA and those 1,100 schools and colleges. The notion that this is just a handful of teams playing for very large amounts of money is just a misperception of what the NCAA is all about. I don't agree that this is moving inevitably towards a pay-for-play model and the conversion of athletes into employees and unionized employees that some people are advocating for. I don't think that's what the public wants. It's certainly not what the university members want. They want their student athletes to be students. Yeah, they're dedicating too much time to the sport. We need to fix that. Yes, we can certainly make sure that we're providing more resources to each of the students to be successful as student athletes and provide them more assurances that they're going to be able to retain their scholarship and finish their degree and get a real credible degree that's actually going to change their life. Those are all things that I've been advocating and others have been advocating, and we're making real headway there. But there's a big difference between that and stepping over the line and saying any 18-year-old can put themselves on the marketplace as an employee, join a union, and become part of a university. That's just so completely inconsistent with what higher education is about. I really don't see that happening.